welcome back to the Ambition Over Fear portal. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to handle anger, how to allow anger to be a resource that you can use to better your future rather than this thing that holds you down. And if you watch till the end of the video, I'm gonna break this down into 4 steps that can help you understand and utilize your anger instead of it being this very heavy burden, okay? So as we're moving forward and we're expanding into new realms of consciousness, we really are doing that in a motivation that this new information can help us while we are moving forward. We are gathering tools that can help us build things that make this reincarnation more enjoyable, okay? So step 1 is understanding your emotions from a more neutral and clairvoyant perspective. Every single thing exists on multiple dimensions. No aspect of the universe only exists in one dimension. Now, even though the focus may be on a primary dimension, it does exist because there are multiple levels that we may not be seeing. So when you look at anger from a higher dimensional point of view, it can lead you into the pool of your own emotions. Now I want to ask you, how are you swimming in that pool? Is it taking you under, or is it allowing you to be on the surface and really cultivating this sense of refreshment, right? So emotions are a way for our soul to create a connection with the body that it is in. Because everything in this universe and everything you experience is a neutral energy, we create an identification with the energy around us or inside of us based on the emotions that are created. So always take time to see an emotion from a neutral point of view so you can understand that every emotion is a unique form of consciousness being expressed through your body, okay? It's no longer about only wanting positive emotions and only wanting high vibe emotions and staying away from low vibe, because what that does is it puts us in this position where we are growing by learning different wisdom and ways to approach consciousness, but we're still falling back in this trap that can happen when you're in a human reincarnation, which is chase pleasure and avoid pain. You know, go towards your light and the shadow is only there to transmute and make more light. When we're only focusing on one side of energy, when we're only validating the energetic resources inside of us that are positive, right, or are light, then we're only utilizing 50% of our energetic system. It's like we're going to a zoo and we're only seeing the animals that are very soft and pleasant, but for some reason we're avoiding the more territorial, dominant animals like the lions or the tigers, right? So it's the way you're approaching the emotion is what's going to make a difference. When you're feeling an emotion, you know, the divine feminine in you is going to call you to embrace the essence of what that emotion is. So you feel the emotion without judgment. And no matter how it makes your body feel, you're not saying, oh, this doesn't feel good, or this disempowering emotion or shadow emotion is making my body feel sensations that I don't like. Instead, you observe the sensation from a neutral point of view, almost as if you are your soul observing your body. You can imagine that in a moment you go above your body, in the elevator up, you go outside of your body, and you're examining the emotion with a curious eye, like you're a philosopher of the universe. You're sitting there and you're like, wow, this anger is really powerful. This depression is intense. This anxiety is really charged, because that emotion is causing other things. So when something has a large effect, it means that the vibration itself holds a sense of force to then change something and make an effect, right? So start to see your anger as a majestic resource. Start to look at your anger, and instead of judging it, because we have grown up in a community and we're constantly seeing other communities in the world that take self-improvement as a way to add on to a type of perfectionism, we're allowing every emotion to have a purpose. Because the minute you dismiss an emotion because you should be doing better, or why am I experiencing this? I may have already worked through this, or I thought I was doing better in my life. These are the statements that can come up when we feel a disempowering emotion and our subconscious mind reacts to it. So anger is majestic because it really shows you that there is a level of fire inside of you that is just being misdirected. There is a level of want inside of you to live a life where you're more in peace and you're more accepting of the present moment, and you're not blaming the world of duality, which is, why isn't something going my way, or I thought something should have happened differently, and you're moving more into a state of acceptance and being the creator and not the victim. Step 2, with understanding your anger, healing your anger, and having a better relationship with anger itself, is realizing that this emotion is stemming at times from a level of masculine energy in your system that may be misdirected. This emotion could be also coming from a level of feminine energy that is being misunderstood. So anger comes at times from both of those energies, and the masculine energy holds its position when you are deciding you want something in life, and the structure of habits that you are creating to get that goal done is really created in a level of redeeming yourself from the past. It's sometimes we create a structure of habits, we create a plan of how we're going to do something, and that plan just is not realistic in the time that it is supposed to happen, or you assume it's going to take, right? It's creating unrealistic expectations for yourself or other people. So then when your masculine energy, which is the form, right? The masculine is a container and the feminine is the energy that fills a container. So when your structure is not sustainable, it leads you to overaction, it leads you to overdoing, and instead of really moving forward in a gentle, passionate, energized manner, you're moving forward in a do, no rest, do. And when you're always sending energy out, you don't leave room for your higher self to bring in experiences or different types of information. that can be received, which is the feminine energy. Now, when anger comes from a disruption in your feminine energy, is when you're not allowing yourself to feel the emotion. It's when you're viewing the essence of something always as this is a means to an end. I'm feeling this emotion just so I can heal it. I'm feeling my anger just so I can get rid of it. I'm going into my shadow just so I can be done with it. Instead, the feminine wants you to understand that the shadow and feeling the anger and feeling the parts of you that you may not have such a good connection with are just examples of the universe appearing in a different form in this matrix. So you can approach that similar to if you were trying different restaurants. You may go to a restaurant and the food there is not great. You may experience an emotion like anger and you don't feel great about it, but you can appreciate that, oh, this anger is making me feel like I'm shaking. It makes me feel like I'm gonna burst inside. Viewing the power of that force inside of you and not feeling as if that force is gonna take you down, but it's gonna lift you up. So anger can be created because you feel as if you don't have a right to be angry. The divine feminine wants you to feel angry and give yourself the right to feel the cause and effect of a situation. There are times where any situation can create an equal or justified reaction. And when you are saying that when something happens, you are above feeling hurt or betrayed or angry or scared or unjustified, when you really feel into those emotions, you allow that energy to have room to live. You're not dismissing your emotions. And this can also stem from being in a household where you weren't allowed to feel your emotions and where your expression of self was contained to you only being positive, or you felt like in order to get the attention of a parental figure or figures or the people around you, that you had to be in a positive mood. So that negativity or the shadow in you, right? We're moving beyond the idea of negative and positive and just seeing things as a unique form of energy. When you're constantly trying to correct, you don't let something breathe. Okay? Now, step 3 is, there are ways to understand that anger can be a signification in the moment to shift your attention to any energy inside of you that you're not accepting. I feel like anger comes in when we are trying to change an aspect of reality that wants to just be what it is. Sometimes there are people or situations or aspects of a project or aspects of your environment or your partner. There are things that exist, and you may feel like the more powerful you get as an alchemist and a person of self-mastery, that you can change everything that you don't like into something you like. But in reality, what you're doing is you're saying, I don't trust in the divine alignment of the universe. You're telling your higher self that, whatever you're putting in front of me is a mistake, and there is no plan in any of this, because if you believe that there was a plan and everything had a purpose and we're living in a simulation of our own internal patterns, you would believe that the external patterns and experiences are all connected by an understanding of where you're at and why something has to show up to shift where you're at. And at times the shifting has to come from, I am being more accepting of things. I am actually allowing everything to be what it is, and I'm not in a position where I feel like I have to change it. That's where anger comes from, is not accepting an experience that has happened to you. It's being in that victim archetype, which we all know very well, and feeling as if this wasn't supposed to happen. I need my redemption. And even though if you keep moving forward in life and you accept that experience for what it was, you will reproduce a experience that is on the opposite side of that spectrum, ironically. So we do get the redemption, but wanting the redemption is more on the pain I'm feeling needs to have an outlet. I need to blame or divert energy based on what has happened to me to something beyond me, because I didn't ask for that thing to happen. Now, although, the interesting thing is we're creating everything as we go, and everything is following a very intelligent blueprint that our soul has set up for us in this reincarnation, to have certain experiences, lessons, based on the different quantum entanglement of all the reincarnations we have had as humans or different beings or parts of the universe itself. There is intention to everything. You are your own creator. You are the thing that created itself. Your soul is part of the universal soul, and you placed your own consciousness into a body. Now, does that mean that you intentionally, from a conscious perspective, wanted a bad experience to happen? No, because there are different dimensions at which we can look at one experience. So from the human side, no, you consciously did not want something bad to happen. From the subconscious human side, maybe it's later on in your life. Maybe you're creating an experience to validate a belief system you have inside of you. From the higher self and the realms of infinite knowledge that is the cosmos and the universal soul itself, which is you, you have to take responsibility for how you're responding to a situation. You have to let go of the responsibility in a way that makes you feel like you are feeling hurt, so you have to hurt something else to get that out. Okay? So think about these things in regards to, what anger is trying to get you to look at. It's getting you to look at the present moment. It's getting you to be more grounded in the understanding that everything is supposed to be what it is. And if you can accept that, then you can shift your energy into things that actually will benefit you, instead of putting your energy outside of the realm of consciousness that is more connected to your highest good and putting it into things that are not going to give you back the same energy exchange. That's the important part. Now, step 4 is, how do you direct energy, right? Now, when you're feeling an emotion, regardless if it's empowering, disempowering, light, or shadow, if you allow yourself to go in the feminine, you can feel the emotion from a neutral point of view and appreciate that this emotion is causing a ripple effect in your body. This emotion is powerful enough to create an effect in your system. That power can be isolated once we feel into the emotion more and just get used to, I feel an emotion. I'm gonna feel that all the way and feel the somatic response in my body and truly give that aspect of my internal world room to live. You appreciate the essence of an emotion because it is your soul connecting to your body. It is you creating an association to this matrix to where you can feel like this reincarnation is a journey I'm on. It's my journey, right? So once you do that, you can feel the energy, you can feel the charge, and then you can direct that charge into passion, into drive, into self-acceptance. You can take that misunderstood masculine energy, which is I have to always do action in order to grow. I have to non-stop be putting energy into something for it to actually evolve. That is false. You do have to direct energy and send energy out, because masculine is sending. You do have to tell the universe what you want and create a structure of habits, but you also have to allow the feminine to move from this dysfunctionalized way of viewing experiences, like an experience is just a cause and effect, instead of being present and feeling the experience and feeling the moment. Like that is the only thing that exists, and you're gonna use your senses to adapt into what the experience is and how the emotion is, affecting your senses itself, right? So that charge, you send it out to your projects. You send it out to the parallel reality that you would like to jump into, because you're shifting and you're realizing that you're a creator and you have so much more to give this world, and you have so much more to receive from this world. And you take a moment to go outside of the victim you, and you go into the creator, which is, oh, I'm feeling anger. Okay, well, in this present moment, is there an aspect of reality that I'm disrespecting by not allowing it to just be what it wants to be? Am I not accepting this aspect of myself or a person, and I'm trying to change everything I don't like? That stubbornness is the masculine in a non-mature state, and the inability to recognize that an emotion is sacred, because that is unique to your experience as a human, is how the feminine can go through the change from not experiencing the essence of something and fully embodying the essence of an energy, just from a level of curiosity, so you can see that this energy is perfect and it is what it's supposed to do. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I want to tell each and every single one of you, I do offer Galactic Quantum Coaching. Now, what I do is I look at the realms of energy and health. So whether it's physical health, emotional, mental, or spiritual, I've kind of developed a new approach to all of these areas and have created a list of different skill sets that you can actually practically use to allow your higher dimensional self the uncovering of your akashic records, you realizing that you have reincarnations as different galactic beings, and finding out how to live with that awareness in this human body and merge both worlds, so you can have access to interdimensional alchemy. So let me know, check the description, and I hope you guys have a good day. And remember, subscribe, and there is a video every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye.